9.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The best ideas are free with Ben Young from Bwaggy.com.
BWAGY.com. He's back after a fortnight with some fresh ideas.
Yes. Good morning.
How you been? All well?
Yes, very well. It's been a rough couple of weeks.
Is it?
Well, you know, as a nation. Like I usually come in on a Monday and then
that's right.
happen
Of course.
afterwards.
Yeah.
And then I had last week off as I was pretty slammed with a lot of work.
Yeah.
But, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
Doing what I do.
All right. Well, let's dig ourselves out of the roughness, out of the rough, as it were, and into some fresh ideas.
Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about the toughest question. And I've called this the toughest question because it's so easy to ask, but mentally you want to block it and kind of stop it from happening. And I was watching this interview with Philip Rosedale, who founded Second Life, an online virtual world.
Mm-hmm.
And one little snippet of the interview was how he sends the survey out to his staff. Because he said, once the organisation gets so big, you can't actually, have a personal relationship with everyone.
Yeah.
So he wanted to know what his staff thought of it. And so he sent out the survey, and it collects anonymous responses, and he asks 3 questions. Number 1, do you think I should remain as CEO or be replaced? And there's a polarising question, so you had to pick one of those 2 options.
Yeah.
Number 2, regardless of the above, have I improved or gotten worse at my job? So again, another polarising question. And number 3 was why?
Huh.
And so he'd send those out. He'd get all the responses back in a couple of days, and he said you got about 98, 99%. Virtually everyone filled it out because it was anonymous and it was so short, simple and sweet. And so what he'd do is he'd strip out the numbers for the first 2 questions, whether he should stay or be replaced, has he improved or gotten worse, and share that with the team. And the idea was that he was saying there's going to be a point in time when I should leave the company, but I'm not going to want to. Because, I'm so entrenched in this business and I've taken it, from a baby where there were 4 of us up to, I think they had 300 people at their peak. I'm not going to want to leave when the time is right.
Interesting survey though, because it's all centric around him. He's not finding out anything about his staff.
No. I presume there are other surveys going on, but this was his way of collecting feedback for him. And he said, because then what I can do is I can start trending it. And if I do this every 3 months and over a year, all the trends are going in the direction that I should be replaced and I'm not getting better at my job, I can't argue with that data.
But all he needs to do is give a bonus at Christmas time, and I'm sure the results will turn around.
There wasn't the other side of the equation, like, here's bonus, now survey on top.
Yeah, exactly.
But the reality is there's only so much favour you can buy, right?
Yeah. I mean, being CEO is probably similar with an organisation to being a politician.
Yeah, so that was my first thought. Imagine if leaders of parties did this every 3 months.
Well, they do. Well, they do within the party structure.
They do?
They have a vote of confidence.
Oh, yeah. But imagine in this way where it's anonymous and you're collecting the questions for why.
Yeah.
Because the next part he was saying is he would then go home for a couple of days and read through all the whys. The reason being is...
And cry into his pillow.
Yeah, he said, I have a couple of drinks first to make it easier. And that must be so humbling to do that. Imagine getting that feedback from 300 people who have a relationship with you, whose future you can kind of impact on, but you don't have the same relationship with them. And for them to give that feedback, you've really got to listen.
Be like, you suck,
Yeah.
suck, you suck, you look funny.
Well, what's that one? The funny thing was, though, he was saying, if you talk to a close advisor, a friend, or a mentor, and they give you feedback that you don't like, it's easier to brush it off.
Yeah.
Because you can be, oh, that's Glenn being Glenn, or that's Duncan being Duncan, or
Yeah.
that's so-and-so being so-and-so. But when you get the same piece of feedback from 7 different people who don't know one another,
True.
it is the truth.
Yeah.
And one of them was saying, like, 7 different people said I was micromanaging. I must be micromanaging. I can't hide away from that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, really compelling.
Interesting.
Like getting those pieces of feedback over time. Because every 3 months, he finds out what he's doing wrong and what he can improve on. And sure, sometimes those improvements won't make things better, but then he knows. So he's always moving forward. He's getting feedback from employees so that they kind of feel like, we help control the steer of the company.
Make them think that, yes.
Well, ultimately, if the survey comes back and most people are saying he should be replaced, like, you can't really argue with that. There's a mandate that the people that know the business best...
As CEO, you feel like turning around and go, this ain't a democracy, guys. This ain't a democracy. This is a dictatorship.
Yeah. I think that's what he's trying to signal, though, like, we're all in this together.
Right.
Rather than a dictatorship.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really cool, but ultimately really hard. Like, would you be able to do that, do you think?
No. I don't care what they think.
Dictator. I would like to do it. Our team's too small.
Yeah. Yet, at the moment.
Yeah. At one
year.
point, there will be a place where we need to use it, and I think definitely. Imagine if the CEO of Telecom did this, or Vodafone,
Yeah.
or Air New Zealand. Imagine the amount of feedback they get.
I'm sure the CEO of Telecom, Paul Reynolds, would have gone after that initial XT launch went really bad.
Well, then surely that's better for the company and the employees. Yeah, it's interesting.
Thanks very much, Ben.
All good.
bwagy.com and also on Twitter as well.